It is the most common infection you can get while staying in the hospital. And if you have a compromised immune system or have been taking antibiotics, it can be deadly. It's called C. diff, or Clostridium difficile. Nationwide, it is considered an epidemic, in part because of its extremely hardy spores. Tonight, we bring you the story of a local man who got C. diff and spent an entire day walking around the Treasure Valley while contagious because no one told him he should take precautions. This is one nasty bug. They call it Clostridium difficile, or C. diff.
This could have spread like wildfire.
Brian Gibson got it last February and went to a clinic after 15 painful visits to the bathroom.
Yep. They called me and said, "You do have Clostridium difficile. Here's what we want you to do. Here's an antibiotic that's going to help take care of this." That was it.
That day, Gibson says he did what he normally does.
I had gone shopping. I'd done some other personal things. I'd been around a lot of other people for several hours. This stuff is contagious by touch.
Later that night, Gibson got really sick and went to a hospital.
One of the doctors said I was critically ill.
While he was recovering in the hospital, Gibson learned a thing or two about C. diff. For instance, on surfaces in spore form, it can survive for weeks and even months at a time. And if you happen to be taking regular antibiotics, it can throw off the bacterial balance in your stomach, allowing C. diff to explode. That's what happened to Gibson. He was concerned the clinic didn't order him to take precautions, and he could have spread the bug to others.
What if I went to work and gave it to an elderly person or a child, and it killed them? I can't deal with that. That's not right.
The CDC says fighting C. diff costs hospitals nearly $5 billion a year. Both St. Luke's and St. Al's say it's a priority.
It's a big focus right now. We utilize contact precautions, meaning gloves and gowns, so anybody going into the patient's room, it will be wearing the gloves and gowns.
Both hospitals follow the CDC guidelines to fight C. diff, but they need cooperation from patients.
To understand that if I'm having symptoms, I stay home. I don't need to be out and about and possibly have an accident.
Stay in, absolutely. If they're full-on symptoms with diarrhea, obviously, staying at home is better than going out into the community and potentially spreading it to others.
At the clinic Gibson used, he says no one told him how dangerous C. diff could be.
But what they should have done when they first did the test was say, listen, there's a potential of this.
Representatives at the clinic sent Gibson a letter saying they've changed their policy and thanked him for identifying a missing piece of their care to patients. Since then, Gibson has spent a lot of time wiping down his house.
Only bleach will kill it.
And hoping no one gets sick from the places he touched when he was unaware of the risk. Now again, those with weakened immune systems or people taking antibiotics, and a lot of us do, are most at risk. If you get it, doctors say frequent washings with soap and water are the key to preventing its spread. And that works not by killing the spores, but by washing them down the drain. And remember, hand sanitizers don't work against C. diff.